Good afternoon, everyone. So this is my last briefing as a spokesperson for the President of the 79th session of the UN General Assembly. A few items to cover. First, on the recent natural disasters, the earthquake in Afghanistan, the landslides in Sudan, and the flash floods in India and Pakistan. The President of the UN General Assembly, His Excellency Mr. Philemon Yang, extends his deepest condolences to the families of those who lost their lives and expresses his solidarity with the peoples and governments of these nations as they respond to these disasters. Now, at the high-level forum on the culture of peace, which took place yesterday under the theme, Empowering Youth for a Culture of Peace, the President stated that young people are not passive beneficiaries of peace. They are leaders, innovators, and agents of change. Empowering them is one of the most effective ways, he says, to ensure that a culture of peace takes root in every society and endures across generations. The high-level plenary meeting to commemorate and promote the International Day Against Nuclear Tests took place this morning. The President remarked that we had made a promise last year in the Pact for the Future to achieve the total elimination of nuclear weapons. He added that we must continue on the path that we started in 1996, the opening for signature of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, and renew our determination to prohibit nuclear testing as a first and important step toward nuclear disarmament. Also to flag that at its plenary meeting yesterday, the General Assembly decided to establish an informal ad hoc working group to consider the Secretary General's reports on the mandate implementation review as part of the UN 80 initiative. The President appointed Permanent Representative of New Zealand, Her Excellency Ms. Carolyn Swalga, and Permanent Representative of Jamaica, His Excellency Mr. Brian Wallace, to co-chair the working group with the aim of concluding the work by March 2026. And for the rest of the week, as you know, there will be the annual debates on the situation in Ukraine tomorrow. Additionally, a number of resolutions will be adopted on Friday. These include the revitalization of the work of the General Assembly, the 10th anniversary of the International Day of Commemoration and Dignity of Victims of the Crime of Genocide and of the Prevention of this crime, cooperation between the UN and the African Union, and cooperation between the UN and the International Organization of La Francophonie. And as I close, while this year was certainly challenging, the 79th session of the UN General Assembly demonstrated a clear commitment to advancing the three pillars of the UN: peace and security, human rights, and sustainable development. For example, highlighting the impact of the illicit flow of small arms on sustainable development, stressing the urgent need for international humanitarian law to be respected, and charting a path forward for the global governance of artificial intelligence. And lastly, now on a personal note, first of all, I'd like to express my thanks to all the correspondents for allowing me to serve you as best as I could this past year. It has truly been a rewarding experience. Thanks to Ms. Melissa Fleming, the head of the UN Department of Global Communications, for affording me this privilege, and to colleagues across DGC who were extremely supportive. I have to thank Stefan and his team, who are always available and always helpful. They are the real deal. I would like to express my gratitude to the Deputy Chef de Cabinet, Blanca Montejo, for her willingness to think outside the box. This allowed us to launch the highlights of the UN General Assembly, a weekly snapshot of the work being done at the GA. We were also able to organize a press briefing on the reform of the UN Security Council, thanks to the kind participation of the Permanent Representative of Kuwait to the UN, His Excellency Mr. Tariq Al-Bani, in his role as chair of the Intergovernmental Negotiations on Security Council Reform. And we succeeded in streamlining the dissemination of our media content. And when I say we, allow me to thank Ms. Miriam Sheikh, who was more than a media advisor and who I will miss greatly. And that is it in terms of thanking everyone from my side. I'm done. It's all over for me. So if you have any questions, please. Yes, Edie.
First of all, Sharon, on behalf of the United Nations Correspondents Association, thank you for doing such a wonderful job this year and for always being available to help correspondents with many, many questions.
Absolutely welcome. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
And I can't leave without a final question.
Sure, if I can answer. Sure.
Has there been any discussion at all of possibly moving the summit meeting on the two-state solution of the Palestinian issue from New York to Geneva because of the visa ban against many top Palestinian officials?
Right. No, that one I'm not aware of in terms of moving the meeting. In fact, I don't have a lot of details on what's happening with regard to the meeting that should be scheduled for the 22nd of September. Yes, Deji.
I'm sorry, I have another last question. Do you have an updated version of the speakers list for the UNGA?
We should be able to share that with you by the end of the week. Okay. So if there are no more questions online, on the floor, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Will you miss us?
I will, actually.
A teeny bit.
No, I will like from time to time. I will miss Deji's questions. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. I should be in crisis calls.
Oh, good.
Here.
That's good.
Oh, great.
Great. Okay.
All right.
We'll bother you there.
Let us know yourself.